What a beautiful day to be alive. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you guys. So I get asked all the time about my Mustang, about the engine, because if you've been following along, you know the motor is, it doesn't quite fit the personality of the car. We've done a lot of work. We've made it look really, really pretty. So today we're gonna dive into all the details on how I got my 4.6 liter 2-valve motor to look the way it does. If you're new here though, thank you so much for stopping by. My name's Ethan, welcome to Covert Garage. Today we're gonna be talking about my 2000 Mustang GT. She's been through a lot. She's a little worse for wear, but we're bringing her back, so don't worry. We've got a lot of work to be done on this car in the near future, very near future. We're gonna get her looking all nice and spiffy. Before we dive under the hood though, I have to run some errands. I'm super busy, so without further ado, cold startup, straight pipe, long tubes, off-road X-pipe, 2000 Mustang GT. I gotta get my hair cut. Not the coolest errand, but you know, I gotta do it. This is unacceptable. Well, it's the next day. The hair has been cut, and I gotta say, the weather here in Texas, it's like almost 70 degrees in February. It is really awesome. So back to the subject of the motor. Before we start getting into the process, I'm just gonna let y'all see, if you haven't seen it already, this motor, probably, I'm thinking about 100 hours I put into it. Now there's a lot of learning, but it was a heck of a lot of work. So now that y'all know what's going on with the motor, why it's kind of special, if you will, we're gonna dive into how we actually got here. It's a very long process that kind of goes all the way back to when we first got the car. We just passed like a year of ownership not too long ago. That's when really all of this started. So this is not even the motor that came with the car when I bought it. Well, it is, but at the same time, it isn't. If you're a real OG subscriber, you'll know that when we got the car, it came with a spare motor and transmission. So the motor and tranny package that was actually in the car when we bought it is the one that helped fund this motor, which came with the car. It's kind of a long story. So I'll put a picture of the original motor right up around here. It's nothing special really. It's the 2-valve Mustang motor, nothing too flashy. We did carry over the BBK intake. As you can see, that'll be switched out hopefully sooner rather than later. While yes, there is nothing wrong with the good old 4.6 2-valve in its stock configuration, if you will, it's not really the direction I wanted to go with this car. I want this car to be super cool. I want this car to be an inspiration to people as well as advertising my business. So we had to go bold. In my mind, I've always liked the idea of black and gold, hence the powder coating. So to start off, this is a Professional Products Typhoon intake manifold, which is super awesome. You can't actually buy those anymore. They don't sell them. So I was super lucky. This actually came as a spare part with the car. To go along with the super awesome intake manifold, we also got an AccuFab throttle body, which is this boy right here. It was gold, now it's not, long story, and the AccuFab elbow, which kind of ties everything together. Finish off the gold pieces, of course, we have the SR Performance underdrive pulleys and little oil cap thingies. I just thought I tied it together. Now for the powder coating, we did a color called Gold Sparkle. I loved it because it was gold. It also had a little bit of metallic flake that you can kind of see in the right light. It was super cool. The color has been a very controversial thing for this car, if you will. It didn't turn out quite like how I wanted it to. I wanted this to be like a 24 karat gold, super awesome, super flashy, super not me, but I thought it was gonna be really cool. It didn't turn out that way. That being said though, the color is still really cool. Everybody compliments it. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Why did I choose to go with powder coating? Well, it's really simple. I wanted a chromed finish basically. I wanted something that was super shiny. I knew I couldn't achieve that with spray paint. I also wanted something very durable, and with powder coating you kind of get the best of both worlds. Now I got a really good deal. So for all of my powder coating parts, it cost me $300, which is super respectable. That includes sandblasting everything. You have to go over it with chrome first, then you get to go over with gold. So it's a really long process. On the end, definitely worth it. Now for the powder coating, it was about $300. However, the parts, that's a different story. If you were going to get this exact setup with the Typhoon intake, the AccuFab throttle body and elbow, the pulleys down there, oh, you're gonna be looking well over $1,000, not including powder coating. Depending on why you're building your new Edge Mustang, the price can kind of be an Achilles heel. If I was trying to turn a profit, not the way to go. Don't do that. But since I'm not, and I want to keep this car forever, it's a business expense, right? One of my favorite parts of the entire motor build, something I was the most excited about, is the valve covers. I'm really not a fan of the stock 2-valve valve covers. They're great, they do the job, they're plastic, they kind of feel cheap. I wanted something a little bit higher up than that. For that, we went with Trick Flow valve covers, which I gotta say complete the look of the engine. They are so awesome. I'm so glad I did it. They are a little pricey. I think I paid a little over $300 for them, maybe more than that. In my mind, totally worth it. I'm super glad I went with them. As far as the engine bay area itself, there is still a lot of work to be done. Eventually, the entire engine bay is going to be repainted. Now, it is not bad as it sits, but we're trying to get to that upper echelon, that show, I guess, a show car kind of level. We're still going to use it like crazy, don't worry. But we want this to be really cool and as perfect, if you will, as we can make it. So we're going to redo the whole thing. I already did some spray painting while the motor was out because we had some big scratches. Let's see if I can show you where those are. You can kind of see it right here, a difference in the shade of paint. Spray paint, factory paint. So that we're gonna take care of that someday. On that note though, the biggest thing to making your engine bay look good is take your time. I was on a very big time crunch with this car, unfortunately, just because I had a specific time over the summer before I went back to school to finish the build, get it running and driving, because I had to drive it back up here. So we had to kind of rush some things that I wish we could have taken more time on. If it's your daily, you're gonna have a little time crunch. If it's not your daily, that's the best possible situation. So take your time, be tedious, be thorough. That's the really hard part, especially when you're as anxious as I was to get this car on the road. But the longer you take on it, the more time you take, the more tedious you are with it, the better your finished product's going to be. So don't be afraid to add on a couple extra days, maybe even a couple extra weeks if you have to, just to get that stellar top tier end product. Now that's really all that went into making this engine bay look just that much better, in my opinion, than a stock 2-valve motor. It's just a lot of money and a heck of a lot of time that you got to spend on it. That's the big thing though. Don't be afraid to take a lot of time on it. We're not going to dive too deep into the entire build of the motor. If you want to see that, there'll be a video up there somewhere about what's in the motor, how much it costs to build full bolt-on motor with cams, all that stuff. Yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it. I don't know. Hands down, the motor is the defining factor of the car, if you will. The rest of it needs a little bit of help. The interior, for instance, it's okay. I do have Mach 1 seats that came with the car. If you want Mach 1 seats, let me know, because I don't really, it's not in the final plans for the car. The rest of the interior, it's 21 years old now, 22 years old now. It falls into that category. It is very 22 years old. Coming up real soon, we're gonna start checking stuff off the Mustang bucket list, both things to do to the car and things to do with the car. Next time, we're probably gonna be doing another reiteration of the good old 5.4 versus 6.2 liter F-150 race. We're gonna kind of make things a little more fair, if you will. We're gonna take the trucks down, no tunes on them at all. Then Price is going to add the tune back to his truck. We'll see if it makes a difference. Then the winner of that battle is going to be taking on the mighty Mustang. We all probably know how that's going to go, but it's worth a shot anyway. Things to do to the car. Originally, we were planning on gearing it this coming weekend. However, plans kind of fell apart, so that's getting pushed back 2 weeks probably. Soon though, we will gear it, and then soon after this month we have a race with an S550 Mustang Blackhawk. I hope you're ready, because I know I'm not. We're gonna get smacked, but it's okay. I am so glad that you joined me for today's video. I'm so glad you're here. I hope this inspired you to do something to your own Mustang, kind of dress up your engine, because this really takes your car to that next level. If you have any questions about what I did or how I did it, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I love seeing your guys' comments. I love replying to them. You guys are so awesome. I am so happy that I get to call you all my friends. With that though, I think it is pretty much time to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for swinging by. If you're new here, I really hope I earned your subscription, and don't forget to go smash that like button. Now, if you want to see more stuff about the Mustang, in-depth build details, please let me know, because I love making videos with this car. I wish you the absolute best of luck building your Mustang or whatever car you're building for that matter. Go out into the world, crush it, keep it classy. But we got some fun stuff coming next time, so you don't want to miss out. And I'll see you in there. You know, we're always talking about improving our cars. Why have 8 Vs when you can have 16 Vs? Hey.